Digestive problems. Discover the incredible low histamine diet that will transform your life. Have you been dealing with persistent digestive discomfort that affects your quality of life? Do not look any further. We present the definitive solution, the low histamine diet. This revolutionary approach will help you alleviate uncomfortable symptoms and regain your well-being. Histamine is a chemical present in our bodies and in many foods. Although it plays important roles in the immune system, excess histamine in the body can cause a number of digestive problems and other discomforts. Those who are sensitive to histamine or who suffer from disorders such as histamine intolerance may benefit from a low histamine diet to prevent uncomfortable symptoms. Opting for foods low in histamine means carefully choosing the ingredients to minimize the intake of this substance. Some foods that are generally safe for those looking to reduce their histamine intake include fresh meats like chicken and turkey, fresh fish like salmon and cod, and vegetables like carrots, zucchini, and spinach. Low-lactose dairy products, such as cottage cheese, are also good options. On the other hand, it is important to avoid foods that are high in histamine or that can release histamine in the body. Examples of these foods include cured sausages, smoked fish, aged cheeses, tomatoes, eggplant, and fermented foods such as wine and vinegar. By following a low histamine diet, many people have experienced a reduction in gastrointestinal symptoms such as bloating, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. However, each individual is unique, and it is advisable to consult with a doctor before making significant changes to the diet. Eating a low histamine diet can be an effective strategy to prevent the problem. The low histamine diet. The basis of the low histamine diet lies in the careful selection of foods that are least likely to elicit a histamine response in the body. Although there is no definitive list of no-go foods, there are certain categories of foods that are often problematic and should be avoided or limited on a low histamine diet. Recommended foods in the low histamine diet: fresh meats and fish. Fresh lean meats like chicken and turkey, as well as fresh fish like salmon and cod, are excellent choices for those on a low histamine diet. Avoid sausages and processed meats. Fresh vegetables. Many fresh vegetables are suitable on a low histamine diet. Examples include carrots, zucchini, spinach, lettuce, and broccoli. Low histamine fruits. Apples, pears, melons and grapes are fruits that are usually well tolerated. However, it is important to monitor how your body reacts to each individual fruit. Low lactose dairy products. Fresh cheeses such as cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, and feta are dairy options that tend to be safer for those with histamine intolerance. Grains and carbohydrates. Rice, corn, and yeast-free baked goods are recommended options for those looking to reduce their histamine intake. Foods to avoid on the low histamine diet: sausages and cured meats. Sausages, bacon, ham and other sausages are usually high in histamine and should be avoided. Smoked fish and shellfish. Smoked fish, such as smoked salmon, and shellfish in general, tend to have higher histamine levels. Aged cheeses. Cheeses such as cheddar, parmesan, and roquefort are high in histamine and should be limited. Fermented foods. Fermented foods like wine, beer, and yogurt can be problematic for those looking to reduce histamine. Foods high in histamine. In addition to those mentioned, certain foods such as tomatoes, eggplant, spinach, avocados, and chocolate can trigger symptoms in histamine-sensitive individuals. Tips for adopting a low histamine diet: effectively keeping a food diary. Recording the foods you eat and how you feel after eating them can help you identify patterns and determine which foods may be causing problems. Consult a doctor. Before making drastic changes to your diet, it is essential to speak with a doctor or dietitian to ensure that you are making the right decisions for your individual health and needs. Explore and adapt. People react differently to food, so it's important to explore how your own body reacts and adjust your diet accordingly. In conclusion, a low histamine diet can be a beneficial strategy to alleviate digestive problems and symptoms related to histamine intolerance. By carefully choosing foods and avoiding those that are high in histamine, many people have experienced a significant improvement in their quality of life. However, it is important to remember that each individual is unique, and what works for one person may not work the same for another. If you are considering adopting this diet, seek professional guidance to ensure that you are making the right decision for your well-being. Histamine-rich foods. Low histamine foods: sausages and cured meats, fresh meat, chicken, turkey, smoked fish and shellfish, fresh fish, salmon, cod, aged cheeses, fresh cheeses, cottage cheese, ricotta, tomatoes, eggplants, spinach, fresh vegetables, carrots, zucchini, chocolate. Low histamine fruits: apples, pears, wine, beer, yogurt, sauerkraut, grains and carbohydrates, rice, corn. It is important to remember that histamine levels in foods can vary depending on how they're stored, processed, and prepared. Bibliography Mainz L. Novak N. Histamine and Histamine Intolerance. Am J. Klin Nutter. 2007 May. 85, 5, 1185-96. Mu. I. E. Coro. ECP. Alar M. Adami. K. Co. Nick M. Rijavec M. Serum diamine oxidase activity as a diagnostic test for histamine intolerance. Wien Klin Watkins. 2013 May. 125, 9-10, 239-43. Sonia Sanchez Perez, et al. Biogenic amines in plant origin foods. Are they frequently underestimated in low histamine diets? Foods 2018, 7, 12, 205. https://doi.org/10.3390/foods 71200205. An article by Catalina Vidal Ramirez, pharmacist, manager at bio-pharma.es. The information presented in this article is in no way a substitute for the advice of a physician. Any mention in this article of a product does not represent the endorsement of the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, for that product.